Hey team, Claire here from My Mortgage, and today I just wanted to do a bit of an update for you for the end of September. So really interestingly, we have now probably enough data to say that we've reached the end of the downturn in the property market. So most economists are now agreeing that the bottom of the market was probably the middle of the year somewhere, and now we've actually seen quite a recovery. And the numbers are not huge, but it's definitely showing that it is starting to trend back up. Interestingly, we are seeing a lot more demand for property as well, and a drop in listings in terms of the supply versus demand kind of curve, which is probably just saying that more buyers are starting to come back into the market. It's probably also a little bit around the time of year, but largely starting to get a bit more confidence that interest rates have reached their peak and they'll start trending down in 2024. I think probably we are going to see them come back, but not for a wee while yet. So advice is kind of targeted at the moment towards looking whether or not clients are needing certainty in their lending, whether or not that's a 2-year or a 3-year fix, probably no longer than that, but a 1 year is probably quite attractive. A 1 year to 18 months is quite attractive for a lot of people to allow them to, one, pay off lump sums or change something within that 12-month period, but also to take advantage of when rates start to track back down again and not wanting to pay break fees to break a more expensive rate. So really important to get advice, as always, about what fits for your situation. We're also seeing a heap of first home buyers out there in the market at the moment. It's gone from about 20% to 33% in most areas. I think Waikato was one of the larger areas where first home buyers have become a lot more active, and it's awesome. The first home loans really helping out a lot with low equity, but we're also seeing prices having come back and the market being a little less crazy. That's really helped out a lot of first home buyers as well. Investors are definitely starting to come back too. We're getting a lot of queries from people wanting to buy another investment property or even their first investment property, and we're seeing more inquiry for builds as well. Speaking of build lending, there are some really good options out there. ANZ and ASB are both still leading the way in terms of build lending from an interest rate perspective, as well as having a product, Back My Build and Blueprint to Build, that are still kind of targeting that area of lending. So if you are looking to build, have a chat with us about what might fit best for you. Servicing is still a wee bit challenged out there, and so people who are looking to sell and buy, or maybe have one person off work for a time, it's definitely a little bit trickier to get that lending across the line, but we are seeing some really good workarounds, and we're able to give some advice based on what might be going to happen in the next 6 or 12 months. So again, really important to plan and make sure that you get really good advice. Largely though, lots of green shoots out there with the election coming up next month. I think there are a few people holding off, but the window of opportunity is large. At the moment, I think it's an awesome time to be buying, whether you're an investor or a first home buyer. But even looking in land for builds and things like that, I think it's a really good move as the market starts to recover. And I don't think that recovery is going to be, those crazy numbers that we were seeing in 2020 and 2021, but we have got a lot more people coming into our country at the moment, and they're all going to need somewhere to live eventually. So I think there's a big opportunity to pick up properties at a really good price, and they might start to come back a little bit as more demand comes back into the market towards the end of the year. So largely, my advice is talk to us if you want to make a plan. We're always here to help run through scenarios and get together a bit of a plan for you and your family to take the next step. So what's next for you and how can we help? Book in a call with one of us and have a yarn about it. We always love talking to you, and thank you once again for being part of the My Mortgage fam. Cheers team.